Hi everyone, it's Kute here, just giving you a shout from sunny LA. You know what, so many of us who are on the spiritual path, we read the books, we go to the seminars, we go to healers, we go to psychics, we go to astrologers, we clean our chakras, we do yoga, we're constantly seeking self-improvement. We're constantly seeking to be more, to express more, to be the best that we can be. We're often seeking what I call what is unattainable. What is it that's unattainable that we're seeking? We're often seeking the illusory concept of perfection. Well, I have some news for you. If you're seeking perfection, if you've been seeking perfection, it does not exist in the 3D. This concept, this idea that we're sold, this idealized notion that we're often sold and hypnotized and seduced into trying to be, into believing, is not a reality in the 3D relative world. It doesn't exist. So who and what you are is perfect. There's nothing, there's no one, there's nothing, there's no one you need to be other than what you are. You are a work of art, of the infinite creative expression of life itself. You are a work of art of the divine artist that has brought you into existence with your own unique gifts. But we're bombarded with these belief systems that I'm not okay, I'm not perfect. You will never find perfection in the physical world. There's no such thing as perfection in the 3D. The 3D existence of life out there is not perfect. It's filled with what I call duality, up, down, black, white. It's completely temporary. The body will fade. We age. Things happen. There's pain, there's trauma, there's sun, there's rain, there's snow, there's accidents. Life is essentially not perfect. So do not look for this notion of perfection in the world, because you won't find it. If you're trying to seek perfection in the world, out here, a world that is constantly decaying, the Taj Mahal decays, the most beautiful monuments decay, the greatest works of art decay. If you're trying to seek perfection in the 3D world, you will experience stress, pain, fear, and suffering. Do you want to suffer? I hope not, because you won't find it in the 3D. You will not find it out there. So stop seeking for perfection in the 3D world. Real perfection, the source of real perfection, lies in the depth of your being. The source of real perfection does not lie at the level of your personality, at the level of your thoughts, at the level of your emotions, because all these things are also constantly changing. Many of the thoughts we think, many of the emotions we feel are really based on our conditioning, based on our programming, based on our past. And we often think this is true for us, but they're not. So even these things aren't necessarily perfect. But there is a depth inside of you. There is a depth inside of your being, at the core of your essence, your true nature, that is not the mind, that is not the body, that is not the emotions you feel, that is unchanging essence, pure consciousness itself, infinite awareness that you and I essentially are. So if you want to find perfection, if you want to find true perfection, don't look outside. Don't try to find it in your husband, because there's no such thing as a perfect husband or a perfect wife. There's no such thing as a perfect child. There's no such thing as a perfect life. And so often, many of us, we experience pain as children and we start reading all these books. I mean, Lord knows, I read like 987 self-help books by the time I was like 20 years old, on a quest to try and make myself perfect. We often have these idealized notions, this preconceived idea of what life will be like when we're enlightened. When I'm enlightened, then I'm never going to feel another negative emotion ever again. When I'm totally free, I'll never have another thought. My mind will be completely empty and devoid of thoughts, just this perfect existence. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. What are the idealized preconceived ideas that you have about yourself in terms of who you think you should be, who you wish you should be, the idealized, perfect, preconceived idea of who you think you're going to be when you're free, what you think you should be like. Because what often creates suffering for us, what often might be a constriction on your freedom, is the belief structure, is the shoulds you're putting on yourself in terms of who you should be, how you should be, how you should show up. That these belief systems, these judgments, these preconceived ideas of the perfect person you maybe think you should be, could be, want to be, are actually restricting the fluidity of your expression, and actually restricting the humanity, the reality of who you are, the uniqueness of your own unique expression. You don't have to be Gandhi, you don't have to be Martin Luther King, you don't have to be some great saint in India. You simply have to be you. Because based on your life, your experiences, all of the pain, all of the challenges, all of the trauma, even some of the things you weren't proud of, all of those lessons you learned that have come together to form this incredible, incredible, incredible person called you. Wherever you're sitting right now, every single thing and every single experience and every single relationship has come together to form this being called you, of which there will never be another person like that. So what does that mean? To me, that means that who you are today, who you are essentially right now, inside, at that transcendental level is perfect, but also who you are today and who you become right now listening to this is perfect. With all your quirks and all your unique expressions is perfect, because that allows the expression and the intelligence of life to flow through you in a shape, in an expression, and with a creativity that will be unlike anyone else. That will be unlike anyone else. So remember this, and just say with me, I am. Let's hear it. I am perfect. I am perfect. Because at the depth of your being, the unchanging essence of your nature is untouched and is perfection itself. I love you lots. Stay perfect. Love now.